Good afternoon, everyone. Happy New Year to everybody. This is Gabe Velazquez here with you, transparenttrading-solutions.com for the start of 2024. This is the second day of January 2024. Welcome back, everybody. Great stuff going on. Lots of volatility finally picking up. Got big sell-off happening in the NASDAQ, which we've been talking about, this rotation going on between banks are actually, JPM's at a new high, and the mega caps are getting hit after this huge run up. So let's get right into the charts. Again, subscribe to the newsletter. I'm going to start a class probably next week, so look out for that. Going to start that up again now that we're through the holidays. And again, if you've had some challenges last year, let's make this a great year. Okay, let's go ahead and get into the charts here. So the first chart we're going to look at going into the beginning of the year is clearly the NASDAQ. A lot of stocks that we've been talking about, AMD has actually taken the brunt. We've been involved in AMD on the long side, and we covered that. And unfortunately, we were looking at some puts on Friday. The market, it came down pretty fast, and now we've missed that move. So first level I'm looking at for this NASDAQ, we're clearly now trying to bounce off of this prior pivot. I can see this thing clearly going down to 16,300 on the NASDAQ. Again, continued rotation going on, and similar with the S&P. That's obviously not as intense, the selling, because it's a broader index, but I can see this going back down to 4,700 very easily at some point. What's holding up better is the small caps. For now, we'll see if they give way as well. They seem to be the strongest, and then the Dow also kind of hanging in there a little bit better than most of it. So generally speaking, nothing new here. We kind of expected that we're going to have some rotation out of the mega caps. In terms of stocks, across, AMD is actually holding up better than as actually taking the brunt of the selling, I should say. Just looking under the surface here real quick, AMD is actually the one that's really selling off. We were long from 40 and got out right at right around 46. We got a spread, and now we'll see if probably we go down to 130 is where I'd be interested in maybe jumping back in on that. Interestingly, Nvidia is kind of holding up relative to all the mega caps are getting hit. Apple too. I mean, if you're looking at Apple, looks like Apple goes to probably, I would say, for me, Apple looks to me like it's going to go down to at least 180 minimum. That's, and then if not, wouldn't shock me if we test this 165, 170. So those are the levels on Apple, just to give you a sampling here. Elsewhere, nothing going on with rates. We are getting a pullback in interest rate, but nothing really to talk about. We did have a jump in the dollar as a, kind of a safe haven type trade with the selling in the NASDAQ. We've got 102.62 as a resistance level. The currency is also obviously pulling back, predicated on the dollar going down, rallying. So it'll be interesting to see if the euro comes down to these areas down in here. And then also gold, interesting, not doing a whole lot. So gold and silver kind of just chopping around. Oil, even in regard, even in the midst of what's going on in the Red Sea, what's going on there with Iranians sending ships, and that could that could escalate, but nothing new here on that. You can see, in fact, if we break 66, we likely go down into the 50s, which wouldn't surprise me in the least. But just interesting, just a lot of the same kind of choppy situation there. Also interesting was the nat gas market did gap yesterday afternoon. Looked like it was going to break out. but did not have any kind of follow through. Really, it's going to see if we can hold on to the gap possibly, but this has just gone nowhere and doesn't look like it's going anywhere anytime soon. Who knows? 240 is going to be the key level. If it breaks through that, then I think we're heading back down to 2 on nat gas. Also notable was the strong move lower in the soybean market, looking at some levels below current price in the soybeans, possibly down to the 222, maybe even 1250 area in soybeans, and wheat also coming into some critical levels around the $6 a bushel level here. You can see that that's a pretty key level. So overall, you know, the one thing that's great is, you know, we are getting a jump in volatility, not to the extent that I'd like to see it. I think 15 is going to be the key level on the VIX to really, you know, change the dynamic. This could just be another pullback. We're not seeing any kind of buy the dip. I think they're just, you know, doing some early, you know, part of the year, putting off some of these paring down of positions, and then you know, selling them to take capital gains this year. And then we'll see if I think tomorrow is going to be the critical day, whether we actually come in and have some you know, recovery, or if not, again, it wouldn't shock me if we get the NASDAQ all the way down into the you know, 16,300 level as well. So we'll see what happens there. Okay. So in any event, that is, you know, pretty exciting for trading this year, starting off with lots of volatility. Hopefully that increases, creates some opportunities for us. So I will be, again, I'll be starting a class probably next week. I'll announce it soon. Also, again, if you want to contact me, support at transparenttrading-solutions.com. If not, I'll see you guys on Friday. We'll see what happens. We got non-farm payrolls on Friday. We got, you know, that's going to be the big economic indicator this week. And then we have earnings starting up next week with all the big major banks. What was interesting too today is JPM is near an all-time high. It's actually up on the day today. So these banks are really interesting. And they are coming up to earnings a week from Friday. So we are starting up. That's another thing that's really great, is we're starting up on the earnings season again. And if you guys know, I'm really keen on the earnings season, because that presents just all kind of opportunities. So, okay. All right, everybody, have a great day. Happy New Year again. And we'll see you next Friday. Okay, take care.